What's going on, everybody? I'm Josh with Combat Sports Today. I'm joined this afternoon by Micah White. What's going on, man?
Doing great, man. No complaints. Feeling blessed. How are you?
Pretty good. Pretty good for this Saturday afternoon. Congratulations on that round three submission in your last fight.
Thank
Uh,
you. Thank you so much.
yeah, if you could just talk to us a little bit about that fight. You know, you overcame a little adversity in the first round, and you had a huge dominant second round, and ended up putting Herman to sleep in the third round with that rear naked choke.
Yeah, I mean, that was exactly it, man. I made a little mistake in the first, caused me to get reversed. And Herman, he's tough, man. He's a tough opponent. He's mean, bad intentions. He's really big, strong. So, I had to just fight smart fight. Made a small little error in the first, got me reversed, and he did a good job kind of controlling me. But I was like, all right, now we gotta pick it up. Probably dropped the first round, got to win the next two. So for sure, won the second. Sitting down, tired, going into the third. It's like, man, it's 1-1. Like whoever wins this wins a fight, and I wasn't losing that fight, man. So we left it out the hands of the judges, and we got it done.
Like I said, congratulations on that. I know you were immediately had your bags packed, ready to go on vacation. How was
Yeah.
that? Time with the
Oh,
family
bro.
celebrating?
It was awesome, man. It was so needed. I would never do that again, though. It happened like I had the vacation booked multiple months in advance for the family. I tried to fight the weekend before in Louisiana for Fury, but it was all booked. And I was like, okay, like I don't want to wait another 2 or 3 months to fight. So I kind of just did it and missed out on a day. But man, it was like added a whole nother level of pressure that I like didn't even know existed. Because I'm like, dude, I'm not about to just freaking lay on the beach depressed for a week. You know what I mean? Like, I got to get this done. But yeah, it was awesome, man. Great, always great spending time with the family, especially like everyone gets so busy. Everyone's working and just getting older and stuff. So it's just good to have that family time all together and just enjoying time together and having fun on the beach. And yeah, it was much needed, man. It was a great reset.
Awesome, man. It sounds much needed, especially since you said that added a extra level of pressure that you already, it's
Yeah,
already high pressure because it's a fight. So
right.
glad you
Exactly.
got to unwind with the family and relax a little bit.
Yes, sir. For sure.
I'm just gonna give the people a little background real quick, just in case they're new to you or coming across you from all these finishes that you're having.
Yeah.
4-1 as a pro, 100% finish rate, three rear naked chokes, one TKO. You were also went 8-1 as an amateur and
Yes, sir.
held the Fury Flyweight Championship, I do believe.
Yep. Yes, sir.
So you've pretty much homegrown Fury talent.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Pretty much bred through Fury from my first fight up until now. I had my one fight that wasn't with Fury, and I was living in Missouri at the time, and I took it on a week notice. So I just kind of stepped up as an amateur, fought this kid on 1 week notice, and won. And that was just a little quick side quest opportunity as an amateur. That's like one of the perks you have not having contracts and stuff. Just like, oh, hey, why not step in? Get this win real quick and then right back to the normal scheduled programming. But yeah, man, I love Fury. I feel like I have a good bond with Eric and Rich Burmaster, and just taking it one fight at a time. But it's been cool, like kind of growing up in that cage, and around all it's a lot of the same people doing the media and the behind the scenes work. So it's cool, everyone kind of knows me, and we're kind of building those bonds. And I think after a while, it's kind of hard to not want to kind of root for some of those hometown homebred guys. So it's been fun. It's been a cool journey.
Awesome, man. And I think I've seen you're a coach at Rise Wrestling and MMA.
Yes,
Uh,
sir.
how did that come about to be?
Yeah, so I actually I wrestled at Rise. My dad is a partial owner with the other two head coaches, Coach Derek and Coach Terry, and so we started Rise when I was in high school, and I just wrestled under Coach Derek Waldrop, former Olympic wrestler, um, for 4 years, and then I moved to Missouri for like 2 years, came back home, and then came back around and would help out, just because it's pretty much like my home base, and obviously had a lot of roots there, and I felt like I had some stuff to offer, and they offered to bring me on as a official coaching role, and been doing it ever since then, man. I love it. It's been fun.
Awesome. Yeah, it sounds like it. It sounds like getting into the fight game was pretty much a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Growing up in kind of the combat sports world, so
Yeah.
that was
Yeah, for
a
sure.
no-brainer for you.
Yeah, I definitely, and I've always kind of wanted to make that transition eventually to, coaching full time when I'm done with fighting. Like I love the sport, man. I want to be involved with the sport, even whenever eventually, I'm not competing. So it's cool, man. Especially, I am younger compared to, some other of the coaches that have wrestled a long time ago and stuff. So I feel like I have an advantage being able to relate to, some of those high school kids and things like that, just because I was in their shoes a lot more recently than some other people, So it brings a good dynamic to our team, having, the high level guys like Derek Waldrop, a former Olympian, and Terry Hale and all these different, great former wrestlers, but then also I can kind of relay their brain in a lot, you know, more physical way now. You know what I mean? Still kind of being in my athletic prime and youth and things like that. So we have a good team, man. It's really good.
Easy to bridge the gap there between the generations.
For sure. Exactly.
And on a Tapology, I think it has you listed as training at 4 Ounce and Main Street. Has
Yeah.
that changed, or are you still training at both of those as well?
Yeah, still training at both. That was the thing, when I moved from Missouri, I wanted to find, the next best fit, and I loved both gyms. I tried them both out, and I thought I was gonna have to pick one or the other, but some of the guys would cross train within each other, so I was like, okay, perfect, best of both worlds, and we've been rocking it like that ever since. So yeah, I love both, and they both kind of give me different aspects of the game, and I'm just trying to get better. You know what I mean? So I'm loyal to both. I rep both, and yeah, I love all my guys at Main Street and 4 Ounce and my coaches, and I think we have a nice, good, diverse group and team, and um, yeah, it's definitely where I'm supposed to be right now. Obviously, you never know; things can change in the future, but right now in this season, I'm where I'm supposed to be.
Yeah, and like you said, that's helping you not only in the game, but being surrounded by those great coaches. Because you mentioned, you wanted to get into coaching after your MMA career. So being
Yeah.
surrounded by all these great coaches at such a young age can only help not only your fight game, but your future plans as well. So
Yeah,
yeah,
for sure. It's cool. Even, Crew Bob, main coach at Main Street, head coach, like he obviously, doesn't, compete or anything now, but, he's a great coach, great mind of the game. And then you have, 4 Ounce main coach, Dana Pineda, who he's a freaking still a killer, even though he's technically retired. Like he can come back and fight at any moment if he wants to, and he's been in the UFC and had the high level fights. So it's cool having both dynamics, so it works good.
yeah. No. Speaking of, they need to get Daniel on that UFC Noche card. I know he's
Yes,
been teasing he wanted another fight. I mean, what other perfect card to come back to besides
exactly.
Noche in Texas?
It right there, right in our neighbor, San Antonio, and especially since my teammate Alden Correa just got on that
Mhm.
short notice, so it'd be that much more special just having more of the H Town guys representing.
Yeah, so maybe somebody at the UFC will, come to their senses and see it's a no-brainer to do.
That's what I would think,
Come on.
but sadly, that's not our jobs. We
Yeah.
can't control their jobs, but
Yeah.
that would be nice. But Daniel, he's a killer, but he enjoys the retirement life at the same time. You know what I mean? Which rightfully so. You've been freaking a killer for years and years and years, getting after it, grinding. So, how could you not like to sit back a little bit? But every day he's still beating the crap out of everybody and in the gym. So it just, had to commit to a camp and cut the weight again, like the stuff that no one likes to do. So we'll see if he'd want to do that again.
And speaking of, you're what, 22? You just
Mhm.
turned pro last year in 2024, already
Mhm.
5 fights in. Are you wanting to keep that pace at about 3 fights a year? Because I think you mentioned on your post fight you wanted to get back into November, so about
Yeah.
3 fights a year.
Yeah, I like usually 3 to 4 fights a year. Four's a lot, it's a good pace. I mean, obviously you can be more active, but it's about every 3 months. So it's like camp, chill a little bit, fight, back in camp, whatever. This would have been, 3 going for 4, but some fights fell off and different things, and had a bunch of just not the best luck with matching fights earlier in the year. But we made up for it. We're doing our thing, and and I plan to get one more in November, and uh end off the year 5-1. I'm in no rush, man. Like I love to fight. It's hard training the way we do and then not fighting, obviously, especially when you see all your teammates and all these different guys getting these wins, and you're like, you get that itch, and obviously I'm young, but I don't want to be like, oh, I'm young, I got time. Then all of a sudden I like look up and the time's gone, So understanding I'm young and not that, knowing we're not in a rush, but also not wasting our time either. I feel like that's the biggest balance that I'm trying to apply with my career right now.
And speaking of like canceled bouts, the Tapology was showing, I think, a bare knuckle boxing thing got canceled. What?
Yeah.
Can you explain kind of the bare knuckle thing?
So that one is gonna be a quick little interesting side quest. So it was their first time ever coming to Texas. One of my teammates, Jacob Silva, was supposed to fight this guy, but he couldn't take it because he had an MMA fight scheduled. And I was like, man, I would whoop that dude, bro. Like I could take that. Like, what a cool opportunity, right? Like, obviously it's freaking crazy, the thought of bare knuckle, whatever, but I don't know. I mean, I'm a fighter. I have that savage side in me too. So I thought that was just gonna be a cool opportunity to be able to show that off and get a lot more eyes. They have millions of followers, So it was just gonna be a little side quest thing. I'm not fully, I'm not opposed to it if the matchup is right. I'm not by any means trying to make a career out of it or try to fight some freaking crazy boxer or something. It was like another MMA guy I was supposed to fight. So you never know. The window's open if it's the right matchup and stuff. But yeah, that was gonna be just a fun little side quest. But the commission didn't end up approving it on the other guy's side, and so it kind of fell off. But yeah, it is what it is. Everything happens for a reason. So.
And speaking of like kind of side quest things, what are your thoughts on like the dirty boxing or like the karate combat that's kind of going on, or the pit submission series thing?
Yeah, I think those are really cool, man. Like I had entertained the thought of like that karate combat before too, just like different things to, test my striking in different ways. But again, like to have big eyes, big stages that, I'm not just like sneaking off whatever and just doing it for no reason, it'd be good exposure, get paid, obviously. I think those things are really cool. I think if anything, it just brings more eyes towards MMA in general, which is just good for the sport. People see, oh, there's this new league and John Jones is behind dirty boxing, or, this guy, Conor McGregor's behind bare knuckle, and you get all those different things, and you're seeing different styles and different, expressions of martial arts. Each one has different rule sets and stuff, but I think any eyes on our sport in general, martial arts, is good eyes, and whether people are, watching like hesitant, scary, like, oh my gosh, I hope they don't get blooded up, or they like just want to see some savagery, knockouts, whatever. The views going up just helps everybody. It helps. So yeah, I think those things are really cool, and they're really good for the sport of MMA overall.
If you had, your best opportunity, like you could map out the rest of your year, your final fight that's in November, would that be Fury or a late notice call up to the UFC?
I think realistically, man, Fury for sure. I mean, everybody wants to be a UFC fighter, right? That's what we're all doing it for. But my biggest thing with it is when I get to the UFC, I want to be there to stay. I think we could have definitely shortcutted or took different career path to just get to the UFC, make it, but then you see so many guys going 0-2 or 1-2, and then they're gone and they're right back to Fury. Like, I love Fury, but I love it for what it is for my career. It's a booster to get me to the UFC. So, no disrespect to Fury, but once I'm gone, I do not want to be back. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and you never know what's gonna happen, whatever. But the plan is when we get to the UFC, I'm gonna retire in the UFC. That's what I want to do. So I don't want to rush it. And whenever the time's right, whenever my time is ready to make that jump and accept that call to the big leagues, well, I want to be ready. And we will be. So just taking my time, and whenever the time is right, we'll capitalize.
Awesome. Yeah, sounds like you have a great head on your shoulders about the game. And there's multiple paths to get into the UFC. You got the Contender Series, you
Right.
got the Ultimate Fighter still going on, a lot of late notices, or you got the Dana White looking for a fight on YouTube. I think still
Yeah.
kind of goes on a little bit
Yeah.
every
Yeah. Here
now
and
and
there.
again.
Yeah.
Out of all those options to the UFC, what would you prefer?
I think the best case scenario is short notice because things like Contenders would probably be like, number two. Um, it's just not as guaranteed. Like, no matter how you perform in that short notice fight, you're in. Like, your ticket's punched. You could get knocked out in 30 seconds and you're guaranteed you are a UFC fighter. You're guaranteed another full fight, another fight with a full camp and all the different stuff. Like, you punch your ticket because you're doing the company a favor, right? Like you're trying to save the card, save that fight. So, your opponent doesn't just waste, a whole camp either. You're kind of saving the day. And big companies like the UFC, they'll appreciate and take care of you for taking care of them and taking risk. So I think that's the best case scenario, man, taking a short notice because you're just in. And no matter what happens, you're guaranteed another fight. Contenders is awesome too. It's just, you got to perform because you even see a lot of people win and they still don't get signed. So that's where it's like, you got to show out. It's not even just about winning, which is awesome to have the opportunity. It's just, you can't even just win. It's not like, all right, I need to win this one fight and I'm in. Like, nah, you got to perform. You got to show out. You got to be impressive, which is hard because you're going up against another tough, legit prospect. It's easy to perform sometimes against some cans or whatever, but you're going against a guy who's that one step away from making their dreams come true as well. I think that's why the Contender Series is so awesome to watch because everyone is fighting, or they should be, with everything they got. That's their opportunity. So
You know exactly how you want your career trajectory to go.
mhm.
Which is awesome to see at such a young age at 22, because I always just think back to my younger self at 22. Not the most level-headed person. So it's awesome to see. There are people that make better decisions at younger ages.
Yeah, try to, man. I try to.
And I just got a few things that's kind of outside of fighting, just to kind of
Cool.
wrap things up.
Yeah.
What are your current top 3 artists that you've been on repeat lately on Spotify or whatever music app you listen to?
Ooh, okay. That's a good question. Good question. There's one guy, Victor Ray. He's kind of like an R&B artist or whatever. But me and my brother, we've been jamming him out in the car pretty good. He's dope. I love Rod Wave. Rod Wave is one of my favorites. Um, I mean, you can't really go wrong with Drake either. That'd probably be my top 3 right now, even though that's like the most basic, generic answer to say. But I mean, you can't really go wrong with his stuff, especially with working out or just vibing. It's like, yeah, kind of hard to go wrong. But no, that's a good question. That's a good question.
And I'll kind of piggybacking off of that, the music thing. What goes into like picking out your fight song, your like walkout song?
Yeah, that's another good question, man, because for everybody it's different, right? Some people it's um whatever they've been listening to recently. Other people, it's has a meaning, whatever. I've actually had the same walkout song since my debut, and I've had the same song ever since. Except one time they messed up my music and they accidentally played someone else's song. But luckily it was like Many Man by 50 Cent. So I was like, ooh, okay, wait, like this is hard. So I still got hype walking out. But yeah, my walkout song is called Fire Emoji. It's by a Christian artist. And it has like that like kind of Coliseum slash like Spartan intro, like the burn, burn, dun, dun, and it just has like a hard beat drop, dope beat. It's a Christian rapper, so it's clean. Because bro, some people be walking out to Meek Mill or whatever, and it's just like it's like not even playing the song because it's having to bleep everything out because we have to have like the clean version. So yeah, man, that song is like the perfect walkout song for me, and it's kind of cool now. Like since I'm like 14 fights in or whatever, it's gonna want it to be like my thing. Like you hear that, it's like, yeah, oh wait, I remember this song, or oh yeah, this kid, and you just kind of you relate one to another. But yeah,
That's awesome that you've had that same one, except for that one little blunder. But at least it was a decent blunder.
it was a
wasn't
good
something
blunder.
Totally, crazy. They didn't throw on like Cotton Eye Joe or something crazy like that.
Yeah. That is one thing that's hilarious. Just like a side note, like I remember because I've been going to some of the Fury shows since I was like 7 years old, man. Like some of the old amateur shows and stuff. But oh, it used to be hilarious. Like if you don't send in your walkout song, they pick it out, and so they just try to pick the most like embarrassing like Barbie songs or like some whatever. And oh my gosh, it is like the funniest thing because you got this guy, he's walking out like all tough and hard. Then it's just like talking about some like I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world. And then they just go like knock some other grown man out. But yeah, it's pretty funny.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine trying to get hyped up, not knowing that Barbie girl's about to come
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
Have like the looking
Yeah.
fierce, and yeah,
Or they'll play like
I could
some
keep that straight face going.
yeah, they'll play like some slow song like that. It's like impossible to get hyped to. But yeah, so fighters, send in your walkout song, okay? I know we're training, you're focused on the fight. Fill out that little form they send out so you're not complaining about your walkout song, okay?
And the last question I got for you: if you had one restaurant to recommend to somebody, what would that one restaurant be?
That's a good one. Let me think. Let me think. You know, one that I've been liking recently, and it's in Houston. It's called Uptown Sushi. Super good, fire. It's not like too bougie. Cause I mean, you could say like a Fogo de Chao or something like that. That's a little more like generic, but like nice. There's a place called Uptown Sushi. It's really good, great quality, but it's not like too bougie where you got to wear like suits and ties and dresses in there. Me and my fiance have been loving that recently, and my family. That one's it's been really good. So off of recent bias, I would say Uptown Sushi in Houston.
I'm gonna have to like, keep that in the pocket next time me and my wife are in Houston. She's a
Yes.
huge sushi fan,
Oh
so
yeah, y'all got to
always
get
down
it
for
and
it.
get the yellow pawn appetizer. It's fire, fire.
So I'm gonna have to remember that and keep that in the back pocket.
Yeah, man. You just shoot me a DM next time you're in Houston. Ask for some recommendations. That is one thing. Another side note: Houston, it's got some of the best food. Like because there's so many people and like it's very diverse cultures. You'll find anybody here. Same with food. All those people have their different restaurants. So any kind of food you want, obviously the barbecue and stuff is solid. But any kind of food or style, you can find in Houston. It's the best. So good.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm a huge foodie. That's the biggest thing I like when I go traveling or do any vacations is just finding the best restaurants. Like I don't care about sightseeing. Like I just want to go eat at all the cool restaurants that's in the area.
Like who cares about the mountains and the ocean view and you can just be like stuffing your face with like that hometown meal, you know?
Yeah. And
Best
the
of both
last,
worlds.
yeah, like I said, I'm a huge foodie, so like I said, I'm gonna have to. I'll DM definitely when we're in Houston. Next time we're there to find some good recommendations from you.
For sure, for sure.
And the last thing is, do you got any training partners, sponsors, loved ones you want to give a quick shout out to, real quick?
Yeah, man. I mean, at Micah Dynamite on Instagram. I think just huge shout out to my sponsors. Got the Gentleman Garage, my main sponsor. They're such a blessing for me, man, to be able to just like train full time, as well as my man Derek Nixon with Varel Energy Solutions. Those are my, some of my main top sponsors that really drive me. It's a tough business we're in. Like getting punched in the face for a living. It's not for the faint-hearted, and it's not luxurious by any means until you make it big time. So having those loyal sponsors that aren't going anywhere and they support big time, it helps a lot. As well as Inkpox Sprinting 2.0, Terry Hale is such a mentor for me, and he helps me out so much. There's the list goes on and on, but those have been the most consistent top sponsors. But yeah, man, shout out to my fiance Grace. We're actually going to look at wedding venues this coming up week. So hopefully after this next fight, we'll probably have a date set before then. But probably the next time if we do an interview, I'll have a ring on the finger, man. Have a ring on the finger, be a little different, be a new man.
I mean, it's always good, you know, to find a wife. Like, I wouldn't be probably where I am without my wife. So
There we
big
go.
shout out to my wife, Carlene. I know she watches
Shout
all
out, Barlene.
interviews, you know, so
Let's
she'll
go.
get a nice little smile out of that. But
There we go.
again, thank you for taking your time out on this Saturday to speak with us, and good luck on the wedding venue search. It's
Let's go.
super stressful, and good luck wedding planning and all
Yeah,
that. It's,
yeah,
super
yeah,
fun.
yeah. Harder than any training camp, man. This is gonna be a tough one. I got to mentally prepare for it.
Yeah, it was way harder than I thought of because there's a lot of crap in there that you don't even expect to think
Realize.
of. Yeah, you're just
Oh
like,
my gosh.
oh, I got to think of
Luckily,
this now.
luckily my fiance is great, and we have awesome support with both of our families and stuff that help us out and have obviously been through it. But yeah, I'm about to buckle up. It's about to be a long ride. If I don't fight in November, just know I got swamped. I wasn't able to train. I'm planning this wedding, but we'll make it work. We'll make it happen.
Awesome, man. Thank you. And again, congratulations on the upcoming wedding. Probably when we speak again, you'll be a married man. And
Let's go.
yeah, we'll have other things to congratulate on things.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, brother. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for having me on.